Just like many of the buildings inside the base, the wall was lackluster, utterly different from what she experienced inside of Star Moon Studio. When entering the building, they were greeted with a large room that had 2 desks next to a metal door. Sitting at the desks were 2 soldiers with a military police armband. "Chelsea, back again with the girls?" the woman on the left asked. "Hey, Addison." Hannah waved at the woman. Addison chuckled. "For people not supposed to be in this building, the 2 of you are starting to become regulars inside this place. What do you think, Leia?" The woman turned to the woman near her. "Considering how far they've been able to progress, I get the feeling they should enlist." Leia grinned. The 3 of them walked towards 2 tables where the 2 women sat. Leia, the closest to the door, moved her head in the direction of the door as one of her arms shifted under the desk. There was a buzzing sound before the metal door opened. "One of these days, you're going to get in trouble." "That's probably true, but the 2 of you will be equally in trouble, in addition to the others who let us in without having to sign in." Chelsea winked at the 2 seated women. The smile on Addison's face faded away, replaced with a grim expression. "You should probably get them ready, sooner rather than later." She lifted one hand and pointed at Claire and Hannah with her index and middle finger. "You hear anything new?" Chelsea picked up the message between Addison's words. Addison glanced over at Leia, who nodded her head. Looking back at Chelsea, "My connection in military intelligence is hinting at a change occurring outside the fort." "What changes?" Chelsea furrowed her brow. Compared to the other times they had shown up inside of the building to train, Claire found the change in mood to be unnerving. From past experiences dealing with Addison, it was unusual to see her looking so severe. "You know how we sent out units to scout the area?" Addison asked. Chelsea nodded. "Inside the forest, we've been noticing strange plant life." When Addison noticed a confused expression on Chelsea's face, she made a face. "I don't know how to explain the situation, but my connection looked as white as a ghost." "How about the modified humans?" Chelsea asked, looking frustrated by the response she was getting from Addison. Addison shuddered at the mention of the modified humans. "We've lost a lot of people because of those things. It's worse considering the ability for those things to adapt to external stimuli, and not on an individual level either. Those things are able to fundamentally change the way they behave. That's why the 2 of you need to gather as much experience as possible." Leia talked to both Claire and Hannah. "Aside from knowing that supplies are plenty in the shelters, which Leia looked at Chelsea. Chelsea nodded at Lea's signaling. "I've explained about the shelters, though not the exact location. Though I don't know much." She crossed her arms under her breasts. "That's the same with us. The only thing we know is the locations of some of the entrances, but not what's on the inside." Leia sighed. Flicking a hand in front of her, Addison growled, "No one knows what's in those things. For some reason, the higher-ups are keeping things secret." "It's not something we need to worry about at the moment." Chelsea sighed. "We should probably head in and get some hours in." Addison nodded in agreement with Chelsea's words. "It's important that you learn this stuff. Chelsea's good, so make sure to pay attention," Leia said to Claire and Hannah. Claire grimly nodded, feeling as though something momentous had just occurred and how the experience with Chelsea could save them in the future. Waving to the 2 women, Claire followed after Chelsea and entered through the thick metal door. Past it, they were confronted with a hallway with another metal door at the end. On the corners of the corridor were several cameras that recorded their movements. "Chelsea, I always wondered about the cameras. If we're not supposed to be here, then wouldn't the cameras be able to see that we're not military people?" Claire looked to Chelsea and back towards the cameras, each one tracking them. Chelsea laughed. "You just noticed that?" Claire blushed from Chelsea's laugh. "Who do you think watches these videos?" Chelsea asked. Not expecting the question, Claire tilted her head, thinking about the answer. "Military police." Chelsea waved at the camera. Both Hannah's and Claire's eyes widened at the revelation. "Though technically, both of you aren't allowed back here, I've already informed them that I take you guys back here," Chelsea explained. "Why were you always hesitant to bring us back here then?" Hannah asked, confused by Chelsea's response. Sighing, Chelsea said, "It's because of the implications of having the two of you here." As they reached the other door, it automatically opened up. It was thick, just like the previous one. Due to how thick it was, the door slowly opened. On the other side was a wide open area, the sound of gunfire being periodically heard from various locations. Claire watched as a team of soldiers maneuvered their way through a model of a town. "It still amazes me how large this place is," Hannah spoke up in wonder. Chelsea rubbed Hannah's head, tousling her hair. "It's around the size of a stadium. I know the military spent a lot of money to bring this training area." Making a face, "I didn't understand why Star and Moon offered to design the building, even going so far as wanting to pay for the construction." Star and Moon wanted to build this place? Claire's mouth widened in surprise, never hearing about this fact in the past. "Yeah. The representative contacted those in command, but it was ultimately decided that a private company couldn't design such a thing that may threaten continental security," Chelsea stated. "The fort even denied an offer to design a stadium for a new sports facility. Though they were able to get involved with emergency shelters, I'm not sure how much Star and Moon was involved in that project." She tilted her head as though the idea bothered her. Eventually, Chelsea led them to an area that they'd been practicing each time they arrived inside the building. "You guys back to try again?" A man standing in front of a charging cart asked them. Hannah made a fist as she grinned. "This time, I'll get the high score." The man laughed as he turned around and grabbed a helmet that was attached to a power cord. There was the sound of a cable being disconnected, and soon he was turning around, presenting a large helmet. "Let's see how far you get this time." He smiled as he indicated for Hannah to step forward. As Hannah moved closer to the man, she soon had her head covered by the helmet. Claire watched as the man began buckling the helmet and tightening numerous straps. Several adjustments were made on the helmet until he looked satisfied. "How's it feeling?" Claire asked her friend. "Feeling a little snug, but in a good way," Hannah answered. Lightly moving the helmet to check if it moved too much on Hannah's head, the man said, "Glad to hear that. Just let me know if you need any adjustments while you're going through the simulation." He flicked on a switch, making lights turn on all over the helmet. "Got it," Hannah said in a cheerful voice. Going back to grab another one, the man pulled out another helmet. Stepping towards the man, Claire watched as the man put on the helmet. Her vision was soon obscured by the device. She felt her head tilting back and forth as the straps on the helmet were adjusted and tightened. There was a sense of weight from the helmet putting pressure on her body. All she could see was darkness as she waited for the process to be completed. Patiently waiting, Claire soon heard a click of a switch, and soon her eyes were showered with lights from a display. In front of her, she could see a blocky image of the man. "You good?" he asked Claire. Claire nodded, her head feeling a little top-heavy. She had to fight to prevent herself from toppling forward. "I wish this thing wasn't so heavy," she grumbled. "That's the most advanced system in the world you're wearing on your head," the man laughed. Sighing, Claire walked over to a cart that held numerous dummy guns. Grabbing the most basic assault rifle, She turned to look towards the area they'd been training inside. What she saw were blocky houses and abandoned cars. Let's start the simulation. Claire gripped her weapon, calming her pounding heart.